Ramble.
Okay, so what have you been watching this week? It's just going to be honorable, dishonorable mentions. We both have stuff to talk about. I watch so much anime.
Yeah.
I'm just going to slam through this list. So let me ask you, first of all, Roger, let's talk about good stuff. Is there anything you watch that we haven't already talked about that you would say, this is good show?
I think we hit most of what I like.
Okay. So I'm gonna tell you about a couple here, and I'll try to be quick on these because I don't want to take up the whole damn show with this. But I mean, that's what the Ramble's gonna be this week. Honorable mentions. There's a show called The Case Files of Jeweler Richard. This is one I talked about on a previous Ramble. College student named Segi meets and starts working for a jeweler named Richard. Each episode features a different story with characters and problems as unique and multifaceted as the jewels themselves. You see what I did there? Multifaceted. You see what I did there?
I see what you did there.
That's pretty good, right? All right. Seems like it will be a decent drama series if it can hold your interest. I will say that after those first 3 episodes, the chemistry between Richard and Segi is kind of meh. It's getting better, I think, with the subsequent episodes. So I really like this one. It's cute. I don't know how it's going to end up. The intro and the description of the show on Crunchyroll, it's on Crunchyroll, made it seem like it was going to be a BL thing. But I don't know if it's actually going that way. I can't tell yet. But it's mostly just a bunch of interesting stories, some dramatic stuff with these people going to this jewelry shop and trying to, jeweler and trying to find stuff. Pretty fun. Here's one I told you about, bud. It's called Uchitama Have You Seen My Tama?
Oh, that's the animal one,
yeah,
right?
This one might be the sleeper comedy because it's freaking
I was
nuts.
expecting to hear it on the list.
I almost put it there. That was one that, like, it was between, it came down to Bofuri, Uchitama, Richard Jeweler, and one more I'm about to talk about after this one. And I watched, like, episode 4, in some cases 5 of those, and ended up jumping on Bofuri. I ended up landing on Bofuri. That was the one I ended up bringing to the table this week. But Uchitama's pretty rad, might be the sleeper comedy of the season. It's a pretty cute show about the classic Tama and Friends. If you're not sure what that is, just Google Tama and Friends. I bet you've seen these characters before. Somewhere. I feel like I've seen them like in a comic store or in a manga somewhere. They just look very familiar. It's these little animals. They're super, like, they're drawn kind of like little kid style. They're super cute, and that's what they look like.
Yeah. This
show, there was an anime about them previously that was like, here's the animals, they do stuff, they're running around 3rd Street or whatever it's called, and they're having a great time. This one is that, but also they every now and then it just shows them as anime boys and girls, like actual people wearing clothes and stuff with cat ears and dog tails or whatever, which is a little weird at first. I think the first episode can lull you into a sense of this seems kind of cute and boring. It gets freaking wild in the coming episodes after that. There's some pretty fun moments where it like switches between the two, like animal / person that you're seeing. For example, I think in episode 2 or 3, I think episode 3, there's a bit where one character, Pochi, who's a cute little dog and is so cute and stuff, is like trying to be tough, right? So there's a bit where he's in the alley behind the store behind like the store he hangs out at, and like in his anime form, he's like wearing a leather jacket, he's got a glass, he's like, yeah, I'm tough, and he finds a chain and he's like, bam, breaks it in half, and the other animal's like, oh my god. And then it shows what he's really doing, which is just standing there like tugging at his leash, all adorable like, and all the people who see him are like, oh my god, so cute, and taking pictures. So like you get some fun little like differences there. The other thing it does is just get into these straight up absurd shit. There's a whole thing, I told you about this, where one of the characters is a cat, is chasing a butterfly, and they don't notice a freaking portal opening in front of them, and then running through this, and then running out being chased by another cat, like a big cat monster. That's not what this segment's even about, because it's really about the 2 dog characters who are laying there in the grass, and one of them's like, hey, did you know humans only have 2 boobs? What? That makes, what if they have a bunch of kids? Well, they don't have that many kids. Well, you think that's why dogs have so many boobs? Yeah, I think probably it's like a thing. Like we developed that. Well, how many boobs do dogs have? They're just talking about boobs.
Yeah.
That's the whole episode. It's ridiculous. It's just the pure absurdity of it is really fun, and I like this show, and it's cute.
Yeah.
Uchitama, Have You Seen My Tama?
Yeah. Tama and Friends started in 1983.
Yeah, it's an old one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before either of us were born.
Yep.
Jesus. But yeah, cute show. It's on Funimation. I actually do enjoy it a lot. It's just weird. Couple more to slam through. I'll make these quick. Smile Down the Runway. You seen this one?
I watched the first episode. I thought it was kind of cute, but it wasn't enough to really pull me back in further.
I think if you watch a little bit more, I think there's some pretty cool stuff there.
Yeah.
I have my complaints with it, obviously. I'll get to that. But I saw you use a clip of it in the last episode we did, which I thought was pretty cool. Smile Down the Runway is a story of a high school girl, Chiyuki, who has dreamt of being a model with her father's clothing label since childhood, but she's not tall enough to conceivably achieve her dream. It's also the story of a high school boy, Ikuto, who wants to be a fashion designer but can't afford to attend design school while also supporting his mother and sisters. Together, they try to make their dreams a reality. Now, here's the thing about it. Chiyuki's story is a little hard to relate to for me. And that you could say, well, that's probably because you're a dude and she's a girl who's trying to do a model thing. Maybe. But I think the problem for me is that it's all about her being basically perfect for the job of model, but she's too short. And you could say, well, that's a commentary on how shallow the fashion industry can be, but I don't know, man. It's kind of like they have these things where they're trying to convince me that she's breaking the mold by being a conventionally beautiful girl who just happens to be short, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's not really doing it for me. Iguto's story is, for me, where the heart of this show is. He wants very badly to be a fashion designer because he legitimately just loves making clothes that make people smile. That's his dream, is to do that. But without a college education, there's no way for him to do that. He can't afford college because his mom's in the hospital. He's got 3 sisters he has to try and support, and he's doing all these odd jobs and stuff. It's pretty good. And it's a really interesting take on a shonen formula because it is a shonen. Yeah, straight up what it is. They want their dream, they're trying to do it, etc., etc. I will say big points for one scene in particular where they are backstage at a fashion show that she's about to walk in the fashion show on, and they're like, okay, get changed, and she just whips her clothes off. She's standing there straight up nude, and the dude's like, oh my gosh, and she's like, hey, focus, this is a job, there's nothing sexual about what's happening right now, we need to get these clothes on me. And she's like, he's like, oh, okay. Points for that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I like the way they did that. It's like, straight up, she's standing there naked and he's freaking out, and she's like, no, this is a job, we're doing work, let's get it done.
It's a good take because that's how it should be in real life, but
I think it's important to normalize nudity where it is appropriate.
Yeah And I think, I mean, it is hard because, and like at some points you can't fault everybody for that because it's just so ingrained.
It's all yeah, for sure. And like, it definitely threw him for a loop, and she's like, hey, I'm the model, you're the designer, this is how it works, let's do it. And he's like, okay, right. And they get to it. It's a really fun show, has some really cool moments. I like it. Smile Down the Runway, it's on Funimation.
Yeah, it's the one that I think I will probably go back to when it's almost done.
Yeah, I think it's worth watching. I'm into it. Have you seen Science Fell in Love, So I Tried to Prove It?
That one I've been meaning to watch, and I haven't got a chance to watch yet.
It's interesting. I don't hate it.
Okay.
It's pretty fun. I say here, it's a cute enough romantic comedy about a bunch of nerds who work in their university science lab. When one lady scientist confesses her love to her male coworker, they seek to, instead of saying, okay, cool, let's date, he's like, wait, you're in love with me? What does that mean? Quantified love. Define love. How does one define love? So they start doing all these experiments and stuff to prove that love is real.
Yeah.
And it's goofy. I think it hits a lot of the same jokes with them just like, hey, y'all clearly are hot for each other, just go with it. And instead they're like, but what does hot for each other mean? What is it about this that's making my heart rate go up? Is it just because you're you, or if it's any girl? What if there's a dude? Like that kind of stuff. It does have some...
Is it like that episode of Drake and Josh where...
You know damn well I've never watched Drake and Josh.
where Josh's girlfriend says that she loves him right before the science fair. And he doesn't know what to do, so he says, he slams the door and says, see you tomorrow. And then Drake convinces him that the reason that she told him that she loved him was because...
part of an experiment?
No, it was because she wanted to get in his head so she could have a better science project than him.
Oh my God.
You never watched Drake and Josh?
I never
Mindy,
thought
what's her
it
name?
would be so simple, but I found a way.
Man, Drake Bell was on my top 8 on MySpace, baby.
Jesus. The only thing I remember about that show is that fool having the freaking game system and being like, it's spherical. That's all I remember.
Spherical. They're cool.
I feel like I saw bits of that, but never watched it. This is not the Drake and Josh fan cast.
Hey, if anybody's interested, though, we might be able to set that up, you know.
Maybe for April Fool's Day this year. You're gonna make me watch Drake and Josh, dude?
It's a great show.
All right, I'm sure it's fine. I do like Josh Peck. He's a good actor.
Yeah.
You ever seen The Whackness?
No.
That movie rocks.
But even as a child, he was freaking funny. He has great comedic timing.
Yeah, man. But yeah, science fell in love, so I tried to prove it. Pretty funny. Has a habit of hitting the same jokes, as I said. There is a decent amount of fan service in here, but it's never, so far in the first three, it's not to the point that I'm like, all right, excessive. Like, it's never that bad. And they actually do have these little breakdowns where they talk about different, like, science methods and stuff. And, like, you get a pretty decent amount of information. Like, here's how real experiments would be crafted in such a way that they are not, biased or looking to prove something because they want to. It's like, here's how we would do it in a way that is fair, that could say it's true or false, that kind of stuff. Kind of hits the Dr. Stone vibes in that way. So yeah, good one. That's it for everything I think is legitimately good that we have not talked about yet.
I did watch one that I forgot about, and I thought it was okay, but it definitely wouldn't have made my list. And I haven't. I intend to go watch a few more episodes of it. I just haven't yet. But it's the I sit next to a demon lord in class or whatever.
Boy. I sit next to a god of destruction sits next to me. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
That is not on my good list.
Is it on one of your lists?
It is on. I've watched it, baby. I've watched everything.
Did it make a list?
It is on my not that great list.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched the first episode. I thought it was pretty funny.
So here's the thing about that one. Let's just go to the not great.
Okay.
Let's go to the not great list. That's the first one on there, and it is not that it is bad. It's a Chunibu, I still don't know if I'm saying that right, show about a kid who wants to live a normal life but is plagued by the weirdos all around him. Pretty fun, like joke style. It hits a lot of jokes really quickly, which I'm into.
That was actually my biggest problem, is that there's no dub or anything for this, and it moves. Like, you thought Love is War was fast?
Yeah, this one
was
quickly.
moving even quicker.
Like light speed jokes.
Like,
which, that's the thing, is I really like that style. It is harder when you're reading subtitles.
I like it whenever I can understand it.
Exactly. But, so the thing about it is that it, like some other like shows of this same genre where it's like about someone who never got over their bullshit or whatever and they're just like embarrassing, it has a habit of like shitting on its characters. Which, I'm not down with. We already talked about freaking, what was it? Watamote. I don't like it when they shit on their own characters.
I'm the Watamote.
You are the Watamote. It probably wouldn't be on my not great list. It would probably be a little bit higher up if last season I didn't already watch Outburst Dreamer Boys, which was basically that, but fun. It was like the same show, but fun. Instead of them being like, haha, what an idiot, or this guy like getting shit on because he's doesn't want to hang out with this weird kid, quote unquote. It's them just having fun and being weird together, and it's celebrating it rather than like shitting on each other. That's the only thing for me. If it weren't for that show, I probably would rate it higher. There you go. Recency bias.
I guess that doesn't bother me too much.
Yeah, I know.
Like, there are certain levels of shitting on somebody that bother me, but this one seemed like innocent enough.
They did a little bit of suicide jokes in that first episode I wasn't into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't remember that, but
There's a little bit.
Even still, like, it moves so damn fast, I might not have saw it, but because I did not rewind anything. But yeah, I thought it was fun. I thought it was kind of cute.
It's fine.
And it's like a little boy's love.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so.
I didn't get it.
I think those two main characters, I think that's like the whole idea, is that they're...
I don't think that's right at all.
Maybe,
I think
maybe
we
not.
might have been watching different shows, baby. But maybe, I don't know. I guess, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'll watch more of it.
Yeah.
You know a thing about Brandon. He loved that boy's love.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a boy's love.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I guess maybe we'll find out. Other on my not great list. Now I will say I got one more on my not great list, and then I have an actually terrible list. So this is not all the bad. But on the not great side, Infinite Dinogram is just kind of boring.
Big Dindy.
Big Dindy! Yet another VR MMO show. This one throws in some fairly high stakes. Character deaths result in a 24-hour ban from the game, and because of time dilation, that can mean several days out of the game. Furthermore, NPC deaths are permanent, and everything that happens is procedurally generated. In the first episode, this dude is going through town, and an NPC swings around a corner. He doesn't even know it's an NPC. Swings around a corner, bumps into him, and because that happened, it forms a quest where he's like, oh, I have to go help her. So that's the way the game is structured, which is pretty fascinating, and if that were real, it'd be freaking awesome. Of course, this is a TV show and it's all scripted, so, obviously that's not really what's happening, but whatever. Pretty interesting take. Do you know what a dendogram is?
I do not.
A dendogram, as I understand, is kind of like a list of several choices, and it imagine a choose your own adventure. Do you turn left or turn right? I turn right. Okay, you turned right, so you see a ghost. Do you run from the ghost or do you fight the ghost? Like that kind of thing. Depending on what you do, there's more options.
Sure.
So an infinite dendogram is that forever, where there's always more choices. There's always more to do. That's what the show means.
So it's a life.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. But that's the show. The thing about it is not bad. It's not a bad show necessarily. It's just really unfocused, and I feel like it doesn't know whether it wants to be a slice of life or an action show or a sex comedy, because it tries to do all of those and it doesn't do any of them very well. But it's not bad. There's definitely worse shows, and we're about to talk about them in a little bit. Before we do though, let me tell you about some stuff that's fine but boring. Oda Cinnamon Nobunaga is a show about warlords of old Japan who are reincarnated as dogs. Really dumb. Just really dumb. It's not even that funny. There's a lot of scenes where they're talking about warlord stuff, but you're hearing these men talk about warlord stuff, but you're watching a dog lick its balls, and it's boring and silly. That sounds funnier than it is, what I just said. Yeah. Nikopara is about kitty girls who, I wrote girls with a U here and I didn't mean to, kitty girls who work in a cafe. Apparently the manga for this one is super horny. This one is less so. The first episode has a little bit of that fan servicey stuff, but everything after that is just, I'm bored now. So yeah, there you go. Is it worse to be bad or boring, do you think?
It's probably worse to be boring. Yeah. Because something that's bad is still not. It
could be entertaining.
Yeah, something that's bad, being bad doesn't mean it's necessarily unwatchable.
Yeah. Next up we have A3. That one's on Funimation. So those last Oda Cinnamon Nobunaga is on Crunchyroll, Nikopara, and this next one are on Funimation. A3, which apparently stands for Act Addict Actors. It's a show about a bunch of cute boys who join an actors troupe, and that's the show. It's very boring. Very boring. It's got they're kind of doing the reverse harem thing, but it's so boring. Also, the play they're doing is a rewritten version of Romeo and Juliet, but it's rewritten to make it all male, so it's Romeo and Julius. And also, I wrote down here, but they make it about them being friends, so it's not gay. Cowards. There you go. That's that one. That show sucks. Number 24 is another one about cute boys. This one features a rugby team and a former member who was in a motorcycle accident and almost died. He's back now, but he can't play because of the accident, so instead he takes a managerial role and tries to convince the person who was driving the motorcycle with him on the back, and is the reason they crashed and ended his career, trying to convince that guy to come back to the team. It's honestly not that bad. It's just really slow, and I couldn't get into it, to be honest with you. It's kind of meh. Lastly, in the nice but boring, actually I had two more of these. There's one, hang on, let me pull up the name of it because I'll never remember it.
Damn, son, you watched a lot of anime this season.
I watched so much fucking anime, dude. I'm never gonna find this thing. It's I'm never gonna find it. It's on Crunchyroll. Something about it's this really badly 3D rendered. It's like a boys group. It's BTS the show. I can't remember what it was actually called, but it's not good. It's just a boy band, and it sucks. I don't even remember the name of it, so sorry to that boy band. There's even a thing they do at the end of every episode where it's the people who are in the real band, because apparently it's a real band, but they're 3D animated, really gross looking, and they're like, oh, how did you enjoy the show? I can't believe that thing happened. Can't wait to see you next week. Thanks for watching. It's no, this is bad. I didn't like it. I don't even remember the name of it, and I'm sorry. I'm shitting on it, but it was not great. Lastly, in the nice but boring, Asteroid in Love. I should love this. I should love this show.
Yeah.
I really should.
You should.
It is a slice of life hobby show about a bunch of cute girls doing cute things, and that's a thing. Cute girls doing cute things. That's what it is. Normally, I'd be all over this one, especially since there's a cute romantic plot with the two main girls. It's just so bland.
Yeah.
It's so boring.
I checked out the first episode and I clicked it off because I stopped paying attention.
I should love it, right?
Yeah. Well, I clicked into it. I was like, Asteroid in Love? Astra in space? Nothing alike.
Wow, dude. Nice one.
This isn't a space mystery.
Nice one. I still have more to talk about. I'm just going to slam through them. I'm sorry. I'm taking up all of our time, but I said I would watch these, and I'm telling you about them. It Invaded. This one is it. These are in the...
this is... What category is this in?
This is the okay, but probably will be trash.
Yeah, It Invaded is Rayman, right?
Yes.
He's the dude with the Rayman arm?
In the first episode, yes. And then it gets different after that.
Okay, I only watched the first episode.
I'll watch a little bit further. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. That kind of like Pet, it really does not explain what's happening much in that first episode. You kind of get the hang of what's going on, but they just trickle in a little bit of more information at a time. It's another head trip of an anime. It does not shy away from gore. Episode 3 in particular involves some pretty brutal gun deaths. It's a thing where basically this dude is, you have someone...
what's it with episode 3s?
I don't know, man. You've got these people who you can drop them into someone's psyche, and it's the psyche of a murderer, not a person they have caught. That's how they're trying to catch them, is going into the psyche, because they have a machine that can somehow pick up particles of their intent to kill, and then they use that to make a computer simulation that they drop you into to try and find the guy. It makes no sense. I don't think it's really supposed to. It's just like crazy head trip, cool stuff. And you know what? It works in that regard, and then it gets... I don't know, I'm just kind of out on it. It's not bad. It's just weird as hell. What else we got? That one's on Funimation. Darwin's Game is also on Funimation. It's fine. I just don't want to watch it anymore. It's one where people get this app game, and if you join it, and then you get a superpower, and you got to kill other people, and they try to kill you, and there's events. So it's like a VR MMO, but in real life, and people die for real.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I'm just tired. I just don't want to watch it. I just kind of felt
it's just not good enough to keep up with.
Yeah. That one's on Funimation as well. Hatina Illusion, also on Funimation. Cute but slow. Story of a girl who comes from a family of magicians who are also like Phantom Thieves style, like, top hats and capes and that kind of shit. It takes 3 whole episodes to do anything. Like, it's pretty obvious that like the dude character who is now living at their house because he wants to be a magician as well is gonna be like a big part of the story. And like, episode 1, nothing happens. Episode 2, nothing happens. Episode 3, nothing happens. Oh wait, now he's got a top hat and they're doing stuff. So it's just really slow, and the animation isn't that great, and I'm out on it. 2 more in this category, and then we'll get to the real horseshit, okay?
Yeah, and then we got news.
We're gonna slam through it.
Okay.
I'm sorry I'm talking so long.
It's okay.
I love you.
It's not like I have to be up for breakfast or anything in the morning.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Your required breakfast you have to go to. Oh, no.
It is required. I do have to go to.
And they make you pay for it, too, right?
No, but it is
You get free
required.
breakfast? I wish my job would give me free breakfast, you bastard.
I'm just going to complain about it because it's fun to complain about.
I'm going to slam through these. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Again, cute but probably trash. If my favorite pop idol made it to the Budokan, I would die. I actually like this one and I'm still watching it, but I'm ready for that other big trashy foot to drop. It's the story of a girl, a woman who one day is going through a park and she sees this idol group, and this one girl who's in the idol group had like told her, hey, check it out maybe, and she does, and the girl who invited her is like super shy, and she's in the back room, and this woman watches them and immediately falls in love with that girl. So now she is a full-on idol otaku, hanging out with the other weirdos who are like, oh, Marina-chan is so cute, like that kind of shit. Like, and it's one of those that, like, if you've seen anything where like it's talking about fans of idols, they're always like super weird and super gross and super freaky. And this one like humanizes them in a way and says like, no, they're just people and they enjoy this thing, and it's kind of cute. Possibly there's like a relationship with the girl and the girl she likes. I don't know. It's moving incredibly slow, and it's one of those where like, would y'all please just talk to each other and kiss? Please. But they don't, and they probably won't, and I don't know.
You know what idol I like?
What's that?
Still Idol Nanase.
Oh, yeah.
She's awesome.
Bro, freaking Inspector's great. Watch Inspector.
That show's so good.
That show's very good. I got one more, and this is like the freakiest one in this category. I just don't know about it. It's called 22/7, 22/7, 22/7. So this is the story, strange story of a group of girls. So first of all, it's based on a real idol group. It is a real group. You can follow them on Twitter and watch their shit. The story of the thing is there's a group of girls who apparently seemingly randomly selected to join an idol group. They're taken to a multi-level underground compound where they train to become the perfect performers, and they receive instructions from a weird ass, it looks like a fountain built into a wall. They call it the wall, and it spits out little plates that say like, your first performance will be at this place. It's like, what is this? I don't know what it is. It's so strange. It's like an avant-garde idol anime. It's weird. And I don't hate it. Main girl hates idols, but is inevitably gonna become one. So it starts off like bashing idol culture and is absolutely gonna end up being one of those where it's like, idol culture's great. So whatever. There is some legit drama in the show. I don't hate it, but it's just like strange and makes no sense. That one's also on Funimation, 22/7. All right, let's get to the actively terrible stuff. I got 3. And one of them's going to be a big news story, so we're just going to segue into our anime news.
Yeah.
So let's start with Seton Academy Join the Pack. Trash show about an animal school does the disservice of having the main character actively hate their own role and the other characters. Few cute moments, but mostly it's a lot of fan service, unwitting panty shots, more than one moment of straight up molestation in this show. I haven't watched episode 4. I watched up to 3. I did not watch 4, but as I understand it, that's when they introduced the hyena character, who apparently is like their version of trans, and then it ends with them being like, guess I'm not. And it's like, fuck. Just fuck. So I don't even know. That one's on Crunchyroll. Maybe you skip Seton Academy Join the Pack. Plunderer is a garbage show on Funimation where everyone has a number that determines their worth. So the more you do a thing, which is specific to you.
This show sounded cool.
Dude, the more you do a thing that's specific to you, the higher your number gets. Anyone who has a lesser number than you has to do what you say. You can fight each other and steal someone's number. Okay, the problem with this show
I thought if the number ran out, you died or something.
If the number runs out, you get dragged to the abyss, freaking FMA door style. Like little shadow hands grab you from the ground and pull you under. The problem with this show is that it's like a level of like, I'm better than you just because of this arbitrary thing that's like really pretty fucked up, but also it is constantly molesting its characters. The main girl in the first couple episodes, her number is on the inside of her thigh, and several times you are going to see her be sitting on the ground because she like fell or got knocked down, and some dude grabbing her knees and forcing them apart in what is clearly like, there's no way to look at that and not think you're about to be assaulted.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. The first thing that happens is the hero of the show is like all up between her legs and getting it's just gross. It's really gross. Hey, if you want a sex comedy with some action or whatever, there's better options, but by all means do your thing. I couldn't deal with it. I got 3 in and I was like, we're good. Check please. All right. Yeah, real bummer, because it honestly, like, looking at the thing, I was like, okay, I see some big shiny titties, but this could be good. It turns out not my thing even close. Lastly, let's get to the one that's gonna go. Let's just do the anime news theme. Hit me with it.
Yeah.
Here we go, anime news. Let's talk about a show we already talked about previously on here. Interspecies reviewers. Boy, oh boy, it's that hot garbage. So let's go down the timeline.
Okay.
So,
can we put our text in the timeline?
We did text about it, didn't we?
Yeah, I messaged you about it whenever I watched it.
So first of all, let's start here. A while ago, like before new season even started proper, there were advertisements about this show. My girlfriend actually was going through Facebook and she was like, look at this one. Oh, the titties. There's like a bunch of titties on the picture of it. Like, dang, that's a thing, I guess. Funimation was throwing it up on their Facebook. They were talking about it everywhere. And apparently in their articles and stuff, they were saying, we got this show. We're going to put it up. Can you believe it? It's going to be great. Uncensored even. It's going to be great. And people were like, fun. Let's check it out. So start watching it. It is heavily censored to the point that in episode 3, there were scenes where they put up a card that just said, please enjoy this scene without visuals because it is basically porn. The conceit of the show is you got these people in this fantasy world. They're going around boning a bunch of chicks in these brothels of different fantasy varieties and species and then reviewing them. Saying that, man, bird girls sure are hot because of this. Oh, I didn't much care for the fairies. My ding dong was too big. Like that kind of stuff. And it's like, okay, this could be fun if it weren't so gross because it goes into some pretty non-consensual places.
Yeah.
And in episode 3 in particular, it's straight up homophobia.
Yeah,
Awful.
if I'm going to give the show credit for anything, it's pretty open for what it is.
Yes. So the thing is, they launch it. They said uncensored. They put it up.
Yeah.
It's very heavily censored. People are like, hey, what the hell? You said uncensored. And apparently Funimation was kind of doing the, I don't know what you're talking about, man. So people are like, it says right here in the article, whoop, edited. Does not say uncensored anymore. They made sure to take that out because they were like, we can't put this shit up. And then after this past, like, episode 3, just gone.
So before this happens,
we texted
Brandon
about it. Yes, tell me.
I said, I won't go through our whole text thread here. I said, did 3 episodes of this interspecies reviewer show, longest, most awkward 3 episodes of my life. I hate it. Maybe worse than Backstreet Girls.
To which I responded, yeah, that one really bummed me out when it went from sleaze and trash to sleaze and trash and also homophobia.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's freaking terrible.
Skip down to what you said. I say shit's gross, and then you say...
hold on, I gotta go back to my... Oh, no. I said, I can't believe... Okay, yeah. Shit's gross. I can't believe Funimation picked it up. I went online and watched it uncensored.
Yeah, you did.
And I can't imagine that it would ever be okay to release it in that version when it becomes available.
Yeesh. What'd you say next, bud?
Not that I can or probably would judge someone for enjoying it. I admittedly have a pretty low bar, but god damn!
To which I responded, the question that's on all of our minds right now, but Roger, did it make you pee-pee hot?
My next one said, ha ha ha! I don't even think I had time to get a chub going before the body shaming kicked in.
Word, LOL. Yeah, it's pretty bad. So after we had that text conversation, we have both seen up to 3 episodes. Yeah. The show is gone.
Yeah, I went in hardcore and found it uncensored.
And it is taken down. Not on Funimation. You can still find it some other places. You can still find it online. You can still find it on
I heard that you can find it on places that end in hub and tube.
Wow, crazy.
And one of them is not the YouTube.
Yeah. Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah.
But yes, you can find this show still if you want to watch it, if you really want to watch it. I gotta say, it just didn't do it for me.
Check and see the accuracy of that.
Oh, boy. Make sure you put it on private mode.
That's fine.
Open up incognito. But yeah, so... Here's the thing. There was an outcry of people who were like, hey, you said it was going to be uncensored. And to them, I say, you know what? You're right. They said it was going to be uncensored. Funimation, if you're going to do the shit, do the shit. That's my stance on it. Personally, I'm not sad to see it go.
Interspecies reviewers for sure, 100% confirmed, uncensored on Pornhub.
There you go. Funimation, if you're going to do it, do it. I think... I am not sad to see it go. I'm fine with that show being gone. Yeah. I did not like it. But... Yeah. It shouldn't have been up in the first place.
Yeah, that would be, like, people kind of have a right to be mad, whether you like it or not. Yeah, I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm gonna do my best not to judge somebody for liking the show.
No,
because I could almost see where it could be funny. That it just took turns that I did not agree with. I think.
I get it.
Yeah, but Funimation, They did the right thing by saying, hey, instead of censoring this any further or whatever, we're just taking it down.
Yeah, I remember reading a thing where when it went down, somebody, I believe I read a thing like someone on Reddit messaging Funimation be like, hey, is this like an error or something? And Funimation sending back a thing that was like, unfortunately that show didn't live up to our standards.
Yeah,
or something
it didn't hold up
to
to the standards that we like to keep.
Yes.
And instead of... We thought it would be more respectful to pull it down instead of
censoring it and cutting back this
Which
whoever's
I
vision.
agree that is the...
That's probably the better thing to do.
Yeah.
It really shouldn't have gone up in the first place. Funimation, did y'all not do any research on this?
They had to have done none. There's source material. There's a manga out there. They get this shit early enough.
Yeah.
I mean, even with the first couple episodes, you could have seen like, okay, this is a bit risque.
Yeah.
And then that third episode, like, you still put it up for a little while, like it's really at the end of the day, it's on Funimation.
Yeah.
However they want to dodge it or not, they really can't because it's on them.
Yeah, man.
They could have just never put this up.
It probably shouldn't have happened in the first place. And I know I kind of have a habit of sounding prudish on this show because I'm not really into like fan service and stuff. This show was like fucky to the extreme. And in a way that was actually pretty gross toward a bunch of different groups of people.
I am not prudish at all towards most shows.
This boy get hard.
Yeah. I will watch me some anime boobies and I will enjoy it. And you can put high school in the title and I'll probably still enjoy it.
Oh, God.
There we go.
High School DxD.
Yeah, it's a great show. I fucking love that show.
God.
Boobies all over the place.
God.
But this show was... It's kind of like what you said, you know, the show dumping on characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
it has a habit of really shitting on
especially
characters.
one character.
There's one of the main characters in this show is hermaphroditic, I think is the right term. They don't say it to any other character, but they say in a little soliloquy, I have both, to say male and female traditional genitalia, I guess. I'm digging
and you did bring up the point that they said they don't want to show it to these guys.
They don't want to tell them because these guys just got done talking about how they're going to go fuck some girls.
Kind of like they were maybe ashamed of who they are or what they you know.
Right.
Like,
whereas my reading of it was they don't want to get assaulted.
Yeah,
because
but then again,
that is a thing this show seems like it would fucking do.
Yeah, but then again, these characters are supposed to be that character's friend.
And if you believe that, dude, show's rough. And episode 3 in particular was like, I was like, rule of 3. I was sitting there with my girlfriend. She was like, oh boy, episode 3's up. You gotta do 3 episodes. And I'm like, God damn it. And so we watched it together, and it's just like the whole time we're sitting there like, fuck, dude.
Did she like it more than you?
No. We both just sat there like, so it went from being gross and sexist to gross, sexist, and homophobic, because the whole conceit of the third episode is they go to a place where you drink a potion and it swaps your gender. Your ding dong's a shishi. I can't say words.
Yeah,
your penis is a vagina. Your vagina is a penis. The angel person who has both just loses their penis.
Just poof the penis
which they illustrate by showing you a cartoon elephant shriveling up and disappearing, and now there's just a clam that says clam. Fuck. And then like all the characters who are like now female versions of themselves. Sorry, they're sitting there like, oh boy, can't wait to bone one of these ladies. And the angel's like, I'm looking at the boy magazine to pick who I'm gonna bone. And they're like, dude, gay. It's like, you just turned into lady. What are you talking about? What if a lady came in here and you took a potion to give herself a wiener? Well, that'd be fine. She's a lady on the inside. What the fuck? It's like they're just shaming this person.
Yeah.
And then like at the end of it, there's a whole thing where like they just all turn slowly because they went through with what they were gonna do, basically.
Yeah.
It's just
I don't mind a
weird.
show being smutty, but don't you dare start fucking shaming.
Yeah, there was a lot of shame involved in this
even
shit.
Throwing a couple jokes in, I'll let it slide, but this one was just non-stop almost.
It's not even funny.
Yeah, that's the biggest problem too, is it's just not funny.
Is that the greatest sin, that it wasn't even funny?
Yeah.
Goku Doll style, it wasn't even funny.
I really think I might give Goku Dolls a harder shot than this one.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's pretty bad though. Point is, shitty show. It's shitty and it's gone. If you want to find it, you can find it.
I got 2 questions for you, 2 very important ones.
Oh boy.
First, did that third episode make your pee-pee hard?
Maybe if I watched it uncensored.
Okay. And
probably not though.
Second, is it better than Domestic Girlfriend?
No, Domestic Girlfriend's much better than Interspecies Reviewers.
I got it. I'm trying to remember that.
Yeah.
To ask you.
That is my new scale. Is it better than Domestic Girlfriend? No. Interspecies Reviewers is not better than Domestic Girlfriend. Domestic Girlfriend is a goddamn shining light compared to
It
this
is Mob
trash
Psycho.
It is Mob Psycho level by comparison. By comparison, sir. So we still got more anime news to cover, just real quickly. But yeah, that's it for the shows. We watched them all. I really wish I could remember the name of that shitty idol, boy idol show I watched and didn't like, but whatever. But yeah, I think it's like Arf. I can't remember. Something like that. It's some anagram. Anyway, more anime news. Hey, how'd you feel about that new MHA intro?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't watched any new episodes?
No, I haven't seen it
They
yet.
got a new intro. It's like, makes it look like just a regular high school show, and I kind of love it.
Okay.
It's really fun. But on the subject of My Hero Academia, oh boy, the controversy.
Oh, yeah.
More anime news. So minor spoilers for MHA, manga, and obviously the anime eventually. There's a character introduced in a more recent issue, 259, I believe. So there's a character, I won't say their name. They have their real name, I will say, because that's the point of this. Their real name, you find out, is Maruta Shiga, who apparently this character is partaking in some pretty macabre human experimentation. Here's the controversy, and here's the rub, and here's the reason MHA is being dropped from a lot of streaming services in China. Because Maruta, that word, is a Japanese term that means log, and apparently was the code name used to refer to the act and victims of human experimentation during World War II by the Japanese Imperial Army. You know, a lot of bad shit happens in war. A lot of really bad shit happened in World War II, obviously. We don't really need to go into details, but that is a word that has irrefutable ties to a horrible, horrible action that was taken particularly against a lot of Chinese people.
Yeah.
And as such, the naming of a character who is doing that, calling them that word, Maruta, is obviously going to be offensive to a lot of people.
Yeah.
The creator of MHA, Koihori Koshi, has issued an apology and says he didn't intend that to be a reference, but it's like, dude, it kind of feels like I feel like you knew what you were doing. It was just a bad idea.
Yeah, I think that's, and even in his shoes, how do you come out right and say like, yeah, that was my intention, but I didn't expect it to be so infuriating.
Yeah.
Like I think he didn't mean any harm by it.
Yes.
And he probably was alluding to it. But it was just really dumb to do.
Like, I don't mind telling you,
the Chinese government, they're a bunch of assholes.
And well, sure.
But, still, like,
it's also a giant market and continues to be one of the biggest growing markets. So, like, you gotta.
At the end of the day, like, whether you like them or not, like,
Yeah.
those are human lives.
That is people that we are, whether you meant to or not, you are referencing the death and mutilation of a lot of people.
And World War II is not so far out that people don't have relatives that happened to.
Everyone, like, that should be fresher in the minds than it is, I guess. But yeah, issued an apology, has committed to changing the name of the character. Despite that, there has been a lot of outcry. Notably, the manga and anime have been dropped from a pretty prominent Chinese digital service. Another company based in China who was developing an MHA mobile game has dropped all mention of it from their website.
Tencent is
something. I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know if that's it, but they're one of the largest companies in Japan.
I didn't write down the names of the companies.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's like a real bummer of a situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's pretty. Ugh.
I think it was just dumb.
I think it was a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. I am currently DMing a Dungeons and Dragons game, and when I got to make up character names, I get references to stuff. I do whatever I can to make it easy for me to remember and make it something that will be kind of like, easy to figure out.
Sure.
We're doing a whole thing with like the Guilds of Ravnica book, and I got to make up characters for some of these guilds, and I'm like, oh, this person's from Rakdos. Her name's Revna because it starts with an R. Easy. Like, that's how I do that. So I feel like, again, bad idea. But if you're telling me you didn't mean for the person who's doing experimentation on people to be named shorthand for experimentation on people, yeah,
Yeah.
Yikes on bikes, my dude.
Yeah, it's a bit much, and
Yeah, it's a lot.
Does it take away from my enjoyment of the show? No,
Absolutely
not at all.
No,
but
I think it is a controversial thing that's happening. It is a pretty messed up thing that happened, but it's not going to make
in
you
no
stop
ways
watching
am
the
I
show.
telling anybody like you
Yet.
shouldn't watch this because of this.
No,
like
God,
I said,
no.
I think it was
Do what you
just
want.
a stupid mistake.
Yeah,
And maybe mistake is the wrong word. It was just stupid,
it was a bad idea.
unintentional.
It's a bad idea, and you got to think about this stuff more, I guess. Like, particularly.
Sure.
Especially when it's like that prominent of a show and manga and
I mean,
everything.
like I said, World War II, like it's not so distant. It's like
No, there's
you
definitely-
still can't have that mustache.
No.
Especially as a white man.
Now, Michael Jordan was rocking the not that. It was the Chaplin. We call it a Charlie Chaplin.
You still can't have that mustache without people looking at you wrong.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. If you ever shave your mustache, I know you never will, but if you ever trim the beard and mustache, I want one picture with you rocking it just to see.
Oh,
what that'd
dude, I
be
wouldn't
like.
shave it all. I would if I shaved, I would go like full Triple H, which I might do.
Oh boy.
Full handlebar all the way across.
Yeah.
Because I can do it. It's real trashy. I love it.
Just mutton chop it, my
Yeah.
dude. Oh boy. But yeah, I think that's it. Oh, one more piece of anime news on the
Oh yeah,
lighter
very
side.
cool. We almost missed one of the. Yeah, this is super cool.
A lighter side, well, not really lighter side because the show is pretty messed up, but one of my favorites from Mr. Satoshi Kon, Paranoia Agent.
Yeah, maybe this is something we should review now that it's out.
We might, yeah. It's on Funimation. It's a rad show if you've never seen it. It is at points very difficult to watch, so be forewarned. There's a lot of stuff about people getting beat up by a kid with a baseball bat. There's some pretty hard to talk about stuff with a dude and his daughter that's
Yeah.
but yeah, it's a pretty wild show and one that I actually enjoy a lot. Got a lot of psychedelic imagery. It's Satoshi Kon, so hell yeah it does. Satoshi Kon, one of my favorites, man. But yeah, rad show. It is streaming on Funimation. I'm probably gonna rewatch that one pretty soon.
I'm so excited. Like this is gonna be. It's a good opportunity now to actually watch it in decent quality.
And it's one of those that
quality made for your TVs.
Yeah, and hasn't been super easy to get a hold of.
Yeah, and now that Funimation, I know we were kind of railing them earlier for
Who
fucking
boy.
up, but now that they have the licenses, typically they do Blu-ray releases for stuff like
he
this.
said
so
doo-doo.
It is. I would say it's very possible to get a Blu-ray release of this.
I'm down for it.
Yep.
Yeah, fun show. Again, it's one of those that's gonna have a lot of like stuff that's hard to watch, but I really enjoy the show. It's really interesting, fascinating look into the human psyche and how paranoia and mass hysteria can take individuals and entire cities. Rad show. I like it a lot. So I'm looking forward to rewatching that. Well, let me say, I remember liking it. I remember it being rad. Maybe I'll watch it now and be like, what the hell? But I think I'm going to like it.
Oh, maybe you'll hear it in the review.
Maybe you'll hear it in the review. But yeah, I think that about does it for us. We have talked for a long time, mostly me, about a bunch of shows that no one should watch.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's our ramble. We have talked about the 2020 winter season. We're going to continue to watch these shows and bring them to you in review form at some point. Next week, again, we are doing Legend of the Galactic Heroes second season. It's going to be a good time.
Yep.
So, you want to hit the plugs?
Yeah, let's do them.
Let's hit those plugs and get on out of here. So, first and foremost, if we would love to hear what you guys think about all that stuff we talked about. If you want to tell us how much you loved Interspecies Reviewers, or how much,
Yeah,
or maybe
like I said, I actually know that we have some good buddies that did like it. And they were,
legit, like no judgment if you were into it, dude. Like I know I shit on it a lot, but no, if you were into that, that's cool, man. Live your life, live in your truth. But boy, oh boy, didn't do it for me, obviously. But yeah, man, tell us about it. Tell us what you thought. Tell us how you think, what you feel, and all that good stuff. There's a number of ways to do that. Obviously, the easiest way would be on our YouTube page, where you could be listening to or watching this right now. Rapid Kick Media on YouTube.
Yeah.
Go ahead and leave us a like, comment. If you don't want to like it, tell us why you don't want to like it. If you just let us know. We got it. We're trying to improve. We're trying to make it better for you, our good buddies. We, your good buddies, want to make it better for you, our good buddies.
And let us know if you want that Drake and Josh podcast. I never thought it'd be so simple, but
I found a way. I
found a way.
If you open up your mind, it's gonna
Take a while.
No. I think it takes some time to realize,
Oh,
sir.
is it?
I could be wrong. I don't know.
You might be right. I don't know. I could be wrong too.
I feel like it rhymes better. Anyway, this is not the Drake and Josh Drake and Josh fan cast. Maybe for April Fool's Day. Should we do something for April Fool's again? We did
I
the
don't
one
know.
time, and then
Maybe.
we skipped a year. We didn't do anything last year for April Fool's. Maybe we'll see. We should do a review of B movie. Pretend it's an anime.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What's that? The meme? Corey in the house.
Oh God, Corey in the house. No. Yeah. Anyway, leave us a comment. We'd really appreciate it. Like and subscribe. You can also hit us up on the Facebook group, The Good Buddies Universe on Facebook. We have the Twitter, TGB_animepod. We have the dead and zombified Tumblr, thegoodbuddies.tumblr.com. And of course, there's the Gmail account, thegoodbuddiesanimepod@gmail.com. Again, all those things have different names. I believe in you. You're gonna do great. Beyond that, we do want to give a shout out to our good buddies Married with Seamonsters, aka the Mary Janes, for the use of our opening theme song, Paperdoll. They are on Spotify, unlike us, but that track, as well as so many other hot fire tracks, are only available on marriedwithseamonsters.bandcamp.com. Check it out, whip it out, do the thing, download some tracks. It's going to be great. Also, quick, do check us out if you're not already. If you like podcasts, we have a podcast form of this if you're on YouTube or vice versa. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Podbean, Stitcher, pretty much everywhere except Spotify. Whoops. Quick another shout out to Haas for the use of our closing theme on the YouTube review portion of the show. Again, that's Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram. Thank you, Haas, for the use of our theme song, The Buddy's Good. And of course, a shout out to our good buddy, A Petty Theft. That is how it's pronounced. 2 P's at the beginning, 2 T's at the end. Petty Theft. For the use of our closing theme on the Ramble and on the podcast. We're still calling that one Sweet Anime Dreams. Again, shout out to Petty Theft. You can find Petty Theft on SoundCloud and on Twitter at Petty Theft. Thank you so much. We really appreciate y'all listening. I feel like that was a really quick episode and then a very long ramble.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is to be expected. My bad. But we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Roger, you got one to take us out on?
Dang, dude, I don't think I do. Do you have one?
Do you?
Okay.
No, it's not. Let's tell them about, I don't know, man.
Okay, well, let's just wing it.
We'll just wing it. So from all of us here at the Good Buddies Anime Universe, I am your good buddy, Brandon.
I am your good buddy, Roger. And I never thought that it would be so simple, but I found a way. You found a way. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's the Batista theme. Yeah.